Hi everyone, welcome back to Kristine's Elbow Raw. I'm so happy to see you here. We're in my bedroom talking about today mind health and brain health and the importance of sleep. But before we get there, I'm gonna say hi from Simba, and we've got Sombra over here, and we've got Moon over here, little Moony Moon. And I love to sleep with my dogs. They're a really good source of comfort for me. And they help me sleep through the night. And so I'll tell you a story about my dogs actually, which is kind of cool. That's very appropriate to the story I'm about to tell. Shh. When I was 21 years old, I was living in Sydney, Australia. And I had two little terriers, and I was living in this ground floor apartment, and somebody tried to come in to the window, through the window in the middle of the night, and I was asleep, and I heard this just like that. And I was like, shh, dogs, be quiet, and they wouldn't stop going So I opened my eyes, and I saw that the window, the blinds were flapping back and forth, meaning someone had tried to come in the window, and sure enough, the dogs had scared them away. So that was one of the many stories I'm grateful to my dogs for saving me from. By the way, how do you spell dog backwards? Unconditional love. That's how I spell it. Unconditional love. G-O-D. And so, anyway, back to mind health and brain health, and the reason why it's really important that we talk about sleep before we go into any more of our pie, because this has to be a part of our first loop mind health and brain health category, sleep. Because if you don't sleep properly, you will not have a clear and sound mind. If you do not get the sleep that you need, you will be operating like a person who is intoxicated. That is scientific fact proven. Okay, it is more dangerous to drive sleep deprived than it is with one more drink in your bloodstream. So, for me, I had the huge realization of sleep, the importance of sleep, when the Amen Clinic, where I got my brain scanned, told me in the diagnosis of seeing my hyperactive brain going with prolonged post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and anxiety. And they said to me, your brain, it's like a dishwasher that's going on high all day without stopping. All day without stopping, that's your brain. You need to give your brain a break. You need to live a lifestyle in full spectrum that it's going to take to quiet your mind down, to soothe your brain. Now, we know, as I've discussed, this is one of the reasons why I am teaching this full, complete pie. The 8 components that I believe that it takes to have a healthy, joyful, transformed life. Before we go on about sleep, let's go through those pieces now again quickly. So the first piece of the pie, self-awareness. The second piece, awareness of others. The third piece, which we're on now, mind health, brain health. The fourth piece, body health. The fifth piece, a healthy, loving, nurturing environment. The sixth piece, having a purpose. The seventh, faith. And the 8th, and my favorite, magic. So thank you for being here as we start this journey of becoming masters of every piece of this pie, so that no matter what is coming to us in our life, we can be aware of it with the realization that it's temporary, and the knowledge and the vitality and the health to go through that with grace. Now, talking about sleep. We're in my bedroom. It's important that your bedroom feels good to you. They say that the piece of art, that's the first piece of art that you see across from your bed, that is to be your favorite piece of art that you own. Or maybe it's a relic. Or maybe it's a picture. Whatever is across from you, it's meant to inspire you and draw you to your greatness. Now for me, I have these two beautiful handmade porcelain sculptures by an artist, and they're sculptures of, they're like entities, people, gods, fairies, with the animals around them. The one sculpture is a big rabbit, a hare on the back of a woman, which I believe is a representation of me and my son. And the other, his name is Pope Joey. He's a pope surrounded by 5 beautiful wolves. Well, that's the story for me personally, with also a beautiful umbrella over him of animals. And in the middle of that, I have a picture. And the picture says, "The real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes." That's what we're talking about here, right? Having the ability to have new eyes, a new mindset, a new journey, and giving that, paving the road of new journeys for others. And so, why do we sleep? Why do we have these bedrooms full of gentleness, full of inspiration, so that we can close our eyes and allow our mind, our brain, our hearts, our livers, our kidneys, our cells to renew, rejuvenate, to go through the 12 hours of fasting, not to put pressure on our organs, to allow for regeneration, so that we can wake up in the movement and have healthy bowel movements, so that we can wake up in the morning and have vitality and a clear mind to make the decisions that we need, so that we can have the health to tap into that combination of the mental mind and the emotional mind merging into what we call the wise mind. We can't do that if we don't sleep. What I believe and what doctors and scientists say is at least 8 hours a night. I know that I go through times that I need 10 hours, or I'll go on a trip and I'll catch up and do 11 hours a night, or even 11 hours in 5 nights. That happened to me last November. I actually went to a spa. A girlfriend invited me to a fasting spa, and I didn't know this was going to happen, but when I arrived there, I slept every night 11 hours without waking up. My life, like I've said, my life is more complicated today than it ever has been. I'm healthier today than I ever have been. Thank God, because I can manage this life. And a part of that was being able to go and sleep for 11 hours a night for 5 nights in a row. My girlfriend's like, I've never seen anything like that in my life. One night she's like, there was a storm last night and you didn't move. And the next night, my dog was up all night with the runs and you didn't even move. You didn't hear me going in and out all night? I was like, no, I needed it. But you know what? I eat healthy. I was fasting, so I'm clean. I clean my colon. I have an optimistic mindset. I, exercise. I stretch. I listen to the right music. And so I can give my body and my mind that time to recharge. And that's what I want for you. I want you to be able to create such a healthy lifestyle that you can actually go to bed at night and sleep, not wake up in the middle of the night, not stay on your phone all night watching Netflix or whatever and saying, oh, until the very last minute, and then with the alarm goes off, and that's the other thing. How do you wake up? My alarm is gentle, inspiring. The first sound that I hear when I have to put an alarm, it makes me feel good. Does your alarm make you feel good? Is it a song? Is it a tune? Change it right now after this episode. Change your alarm for anything that makes you feel the way you want to feel. And so I want to ask you all to also be mindful of how much you're sleeping. And if you can't get enough sleep at night, those naps, those cat naps, they're so important. You deserve to sleep. Your body deserves to sleep. And as Guru Singh once told me, Kristine, when you're taking care of what God gave you, God is taking care of what needs to be taken care of at that time. And I know that He means sleep. There is nothing out there that can't wait for you to get the proper sleep. Because if you don't get the proper amount of sleep, you won't be able to cognitively or emotionally operate to achieve the tasks that you need to achieve. So, everyone, welcome to this amazing new chapter of sleep in your life. I love you so much. If you need melatonin at night before bed, take melatonin. One of our subscribers reminded me about wonderful supplement. It's a powder that you dissolve in water, magnesium. Magnesium in water before bed is a wonderful supplement to help sleep. You can take CBD, that also helps sleep. But don't depend on a cocktail. Please. That's not the kind of sleep you need. I promise you, when you find your way, whether with chamomile tea or a beautiful meditation or a bedtime story that's inspiring, and you get into the routine, it's baby steps, right? It's every day is a new step until we're walking and then we're running. And so finding what makes you sleep now may feel uncomfortable now, but if you just look at it one night at a time, it's soon going to be your habit. And so sweet dreams, everybody. I love you. Peace out. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking, because if you don't like this, people can't learn from this, and they need to. share this, and I'll see you in the next episode. Sweet dreams.